Welcome back to the Greater You. We've been talking a lot about the 7 areas of well-being and also gave you a little bit of an introduction about the Greater You recently. So we're happy to be able to keep going and teach you more great skills and tools that will help you to help your well-being overall. So we've got some good stuff to talk about today. We're looking at the category we call feel. This is the emotion category. It's one of the 7 areas of wellness that we like to assess and help people develop mastery in and develop overall well-being in. So without any further ado, let's dive into this. So this category, it's all about our emotional well-being. Emotions we view them as energy and motion. So emotion is a way that we think about emotions in the Greater You. We want you to think about the fact that emotions, when they get stuck in us, this is what causes problems. If we're stuck in anger, that's a problem, right? If we're stuck in our sadness, we can become depressed. If we're stuck in fear, we can become anxious. So we want to keep these things fluid and moving through us. Emotions shouldn't be something that we dwell on and obsess over. All human beings experience emotions, all of us who are emotional beings. So it's really important to get unstuck. And we've got lots of tools for you. We're going to give you a couple of thoughts to think about today. We do a lot of work in our coaching to help people learn and master the skills we're going to talk about today, which is really getting those emotions unstuck and processed and letting them go and filtered and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that. So we want to develop our emotional intelligence, right? So emotional intelligence is defined as the ability to identify and experience a wide variety of emotions without getting stuck in any particular emotion, recognizing that emotions come and flow. They're kind of like water moving. They don't really stay solid or stuck. There are states of being, joy, love, that can have a more stable staying power in our life. But the day-to-day emotions of disappointment or upset or frustration, sadness, some of these things really, they should be more mobile and flowing through us. So an emotionally intelligent person has the ability to identify their emotions, talk them out, write them out, think them out, work them out, and then move on past them. So think about that all of that process of developing emotional intelligence, which is possible to be developed, is your ability to identify your feelings and then move through them. Don't stay stuck. That is our number one goal for emotional intelligence and emotional well-being generally. So being able to identify those emotions, there's a lot of great tools out there. There's these emotional wheels, and we'll show you some of this in future videos that people have developed that have all different categories of emotions to give you words to use to connect to the emotion that you're feeling and to really dial it in. You want to be as specific as possible when you're working on emotional mastery. We stay in these categories of mad, sad, glad, and that's just too broad. Human beings are far too complex for using just catch-all terms. It's better to really think it through and do some work in your language to be able to describe more fully the emotions that you're experiencing. That really helps people move through them. Feeling a particular type of stuckness or frustration with a project at work is going to feel different than the anger you might feel if someone cuts you off in traffic. Being able to have the words to describe those differences will be very helpful for you. So that's emotional intelligence, and that's part of that whole process of identifying and appropriately expressing those emotions. The other thing is appropriate expression is supposed to be pro-social, and it's not getting on Facebook and ranting at the world about how bad everything is. That's that kind of emotional dump. Sure, maybe you feel a little better afterwards, but you're kind of spreading poison. When we're talking about emotional mastery, we're talking about master your own emotions, be accountable for your feelings, work through your own feelings, and don't stay stuck in them, right? So appropriately processing your emotions is being accountable for those and working them through, even privately at times, sure, with a trusted confidant or with a coach or someone like that. We don't recommend trying to use social media or other public forums to really process your emotions, because people are usually in heightened emotional states when they do that, and then they say things that maybe they regret, or it just causes a storm, right? Which then creates more difficulty for you emotionally. So what we're talking about is more a private journey of journaling and talking with trusted people to move through your feelings, finding the arts, people using music and the arts to move through your feelings. Those are all great pro-social ways to move through our feelings. Take action when you need to. Sometimes emotions are a signal that there's something that we need to address in our lives. Figure that out, take action on it, do something about it. And then ultimately, the number one thing we want you to take away from this quick video today is letting go of those emotions. That when we have any particular emotion that we're kind of stuck in, once we've talked it out, worked it out, journaled it out, spoke it out, cried it out, whatever it takes, work on actively choosing to let go. In a future video, we'll also talk about this. We have a whole set of processes that we've developed to help people be able to let go. Letting go is so huge. There's great books written on this topic. It's something that we spend a lot of time working with our clients on. We want people to have that ability to let go. People ask me all the time, how do you let go? It's one part choice, it's one part action, it's one part honoring and validating your own emotions. And then ultimately it's a decision to let go. So we'll talk about that more in the future. Acceptance or letting go is one of the single best skills that you can develop for creating emotional mastery and really mastering you're creating emotional well-being for yourself so that you feel happier and healthier generally. So take these tips today and apply them. All of these videos that we're sharing are calls for action. It's one thing to scroll through YouTube and listen to a video, and that's great. We all do that. But we're really about where the rubber meets the road. We want you to get some traction and actually do something with these. And let us know as you experiment with these different tools. They're all tried and true, but we want to know your experiences with them too. So we will talk soon in a future video. It was really good to see you today. Thank you.